After the difficult expedition and the intense battle against the remnants of the males, the Loki Familia was still dealing with the scars of a series of conflicts that had left their finances in tatters. Despite partial help from a guild, the expenses for equipment and items had weighed heavily on the group, forcing its leaders to avoid the topic during the celebrations. Even so, Loki decided it was the right time to honor her veterans, Finn, Riveria, and Gareth, who had reached the legendary level 7. For her, that achievement was not only a source of pride, but also a symbol of overcoming and continuity, especially after the tragic events in Knossos. Her smile reflected that of a proud mother, happy to see her children grow and prosper. The celebration was marked by laughter, relief, and a feeling of unity that had not been seen for a long time. The announcement of the promotions had been kept secret by Loki, who waited for the right moment to share the news, preventing it from being overshadowed by the recent events in Oreo. Now, with the return of the school district and Lafia's emotional stabilization, the revelation rekindled the spirits among everyone. The previously heavy atmosphere transformed into a vibrant and hopeful one. Even the most grumpy, like Bet, set aside their complaints, surrendering to the collective joy. Amid applause, laughter, and raised glasses, the sadness of the losses gave way to a new vigor. It was as if the Loki family's glow had returned to illuminate the hall, reminding everyone that, despite the wounds, they were still a strong, united family, ready to move forward. While the veterans celebrated their achievements, attention also turned to the young adventurers and students of the school district, who represented the future of Oreo. Among them, Nina, a talented and dedicated student, stood out not only for her skills, but also for carrying a personal story that was beginning to intertwine with that of other important characters. Her relationship with Ina, who acted as a protective and advisory figure, blossomed naturally, like a reunion of sisters who, despite time and differences, had finally reconnected. The bond between the two became a silent symbol of reconciliation and maturity, bringing lightness to those who witnessed the scene. Belle, observing from afar, couldn't help but feel happy about that strengthening bond. After so many battles and trials, seeing a simple gesture of affection and trust rekindled the feeling of normalcy and hope. Even though the group carried responsibilities and wounds, moments like that reminded them how essential coexistence and personal bonds were. The Hestia Familia, to which Belle belonged, remained firm in its policy of avoiding unnecessary rivalries, staying out of disputes over new recruits. However, interest in Nina was beginning to attract attention. Her strength and the rare title of healer made her a valuable asset in any formation. Even though there was no immediate decision, everyone knew that her presence could alter the balance between the families, and the future of Oreo might depend on these new connections that were forming. Behind the scenes of the celebration, plans and intentions were beginning to subtly take shape. The goddess Hestia, though maintaining a serene smile, couldn't hide a hint of apprehension. She knew how much the presence of new adventurers close to Belle could alter the dynamics of her small family. The recent achievement of a level 6 member had already placed the Hestia Familia in a prominent position, and Hestia wished to preserve this harmony without attracting unwanted attention. Therefore, she had decided not to openly compete for the recruitment of students from the school district, preferring to stay away from the disputes. But the situation became more delicate given Nina's talent. Her skill as a healer, a rare and powerful gift, awakened the interest of even the most cautious gods. In a city where strength and magic define destinies, a high-level healer could change the course of entire battles and campaigns. Thus, while Hestia pondered between the desire to protect her family and the fear of missing a unique opportunity, others watched attentively, wondering what would happen if Nina chose to join Belle and his companions. In that setting filled with smiles and toasts, important decisions were silently being made. Decisions that could soon redefine alliances and reopen old rivalries between the families of Oreo. As the night grew calmer and the lights of Twilight Manor went out, only the distant sound of the wind and the soft glow of the magic stones on the terrace remained. There, Finn, Riveria, Gareth, and Loki continued their conversation, immersed in memories and feelings that only time and shared battles could create. After years facing dangers that nearly cost them everything, they had finally reached the legendary level 7. But the achievement did not come without scars. Each carried memories of lost companions and difficult choices made for the greater good. As laughter and recollections softened the weight of the past, something deeper was born between them. The realization that the true value of their journeys lay not only in power or victories, but in the bond forged over the years. Loki, normally playful, seemed more serene. She knew that this moment symbolized the end of one era and the beginning of another, not only for her family, but for all of ORATORY. And as Finn began to recount his stories from the past, the group unknowingly prepared for a new cycle of challenges and hopes that awaited them beyond the peaceful night.